So hello today, thanks. We are here at the Austrian Institute of Technology with Tanja Kostic. She's the coordinator of the MICROBE project, and today we do a short interview with her here in Tulln in Austria. And yeah, we start right away. So that you introduce yourself, who are you, let's say where are you from, a little bit about your background and your, let's say, your history.
So my name is Tanja Kostic. I come originally from Croatia. I came a long time ago to Austria, originally just to study microbiology, and then I switched to AIT just to do my PhD, and then somehow I stayed, and now I'm a senior research engineer at AIT, and I'm also coordinating the MICROBE project.
You mentioned already the MICROBE project, so let's move on to this interesting project. You are the coordinator, so how did you start with this project, the idea, and you are doing in the MICROBE project?
The MICROBE project has an interesting history because MICROBE actually started within the microbiome support. So first gaps and needs were identified during the microbiome support project, and the work that was done within the microbiome support project to identify the gaps and needs of the microbiome research. And one of the gaps and needs we identified was that there is obvious lack of the biobanking for the microbiomes. On the one hand, that we miss technological solutions, but then also on the other hand, that the whole infrastructure, the data infrastructure, the whole quality management systems are not set in place to tackle this important issue. And then we started conceptualizing the idea of the project that would address exactly these gaps, and this is how we came up with the MICROBE, that on the one hand addresses these technological gaps. So how do we preserve the microbiomes? How do we define the synthetic microbial communities as a simplified, functional proxy of the microbiomes? How do we preserve and propagate them? But on the other hand, we are also dealing with the really important issues of the data infrastructure. How do we store the sample data, sample-related data? How do we connect it? How can we reuse it later in full alignment with the FAIR principle? But we are also dealing with the issues of standardization, mainly focusing on the pre-analytical standards. We are also tackling into the regulatory field, so what are the important regulations to consider, how we need to integrate them in our research, how the biobanks need to integrate them in their activities, and also a little bit what are the proper business models that could arise from this important research field.
How did you, let's say, as a coordinator, came to all these partners that are involved in MICROBE? Did you know them already, or were there new connections?
It was different. With some of them we have a long-standing collaboration, like Matthew Ryan from CABI was really instrumental in the work that lighted the foundation for the MICROBE project. He co-authored two really important publications that really identified and pinpointed to these gaps. Some others were also partner of the microbiome support or some other projects we were related to. And then we also wanted to establish a good connection with different European research infrastructure. So we looked for the partners that are already connected with them, and this is how we sort of discovered new colleagues from Medical University of Graz or Sorbonne University, with whom I personally did not collaborate before, but with whom I now have a great collaboration, and it's really great the exchange and the different learnings we are having with each other.
Okay, thanks. Now I have a question. Why is MICROBE so important for you personally, your team, and also for the organization itself?
Well, MICROBE is for us important because microbiomes are important for us, and I always loved tackling into technical and methodological development. So for me, MICROBE is really the project that comes back to the foundations of what I like to do as a scientist, really trying to provide new technical solutions to close certain gaps. On a bigger scale, I think MICROBE is important for everyone who is doing microbiome research because, as I said before, we are really missing these crucial elements of how do we preserve these invaluable biological resources. And AIT is doing a lot of microbiome research in different fields, so any hopefully positive result of the MICROBE will also benefit the AIT as everyone else in the community. And it's a great opportunity for the team to come in a sort of a spotlight in a certain new area, so it's actually great.
Maybe this is difficult, but maybe not. What do you expect for these research results? How important they are, let's say, in 3 years, 5 years, after the end of the project? Also, in relation a little bit with your personal development, that you can, let's say, utilize all the results in the future.
I think that sort of important and sort of the need for MICROBE was confirmed in the past year or so, that we are running the project and communicating on the project. We are getting a lot of questions, a lot of contact from different stakeholders that would already like to have protocols available or recommendations available, which we are still working on. What I would really like to see in the 3 years is really implementation of our results. Implementation in the scientific community, implementation in the biobanking community. I think a lot of work we are doing should help the future projects to save some time and not to discuss about the ideal sample management plan, the ideal list of the metadata that should be collected, because we hope to provide a solid foundation that should represent a minimal requirements, a minimal baseline that should be connected, and then everyone can build up on that and add additional data that are important for that project. That should on the long term also further improve the reusability of the data and the samples we generate. So I think this is the great potential we see in the future. For me privately, the MICROBE is again an excellent opportunity to extend my network, my scientific network, to meet new people, to identify new needs and probably develop new research ideas as a follow-up.
Okay, yeah, very interesting. We have talked now a lot about your professional career and professional work that you're doing. I assume you also have some other life, and so my question is, what are you doing if you're not working here at AIT and especially for the MICROBE?
So actually in parallel to my AIT professional life, I have another professional life. Since recently I am a managing director of the MICROBE Support Association, which is also an important position, because association is trying to continue the work that was done by the project and define really good the framework of microbiome R&D, what is needed, how it should be done, and also connect different stakeholders, and this is really a topic that's really near and dear to my heart. It's all about setting the framework, but also educating different stakeholders. And when I say educating different stakeholders, I don't think only about the general public. I think about the policymakers, but I also think about the scientists who sometimes need to be taught how to communicate to other stakeholders. So these two activities keep me quite busy. And when I'm not busy with them, then you can usually find me somewhere walking around with my dog.
Okay. Yeah, thanks very much for the nice talk. It's great that you are doing this coordinatorship in the project, and yeah, I hope that we will be successful in the future and that you reach your goals also for the project and the other activities. Thank you.
I'm sure with the team we have that we will, and thank you.